Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 25th of August 2020. So the headline really this week with the Jackson Hole Symposium is this: Powell set to deliver profoundly consequential speech, changing how the Fed views inflation. And this is the key here. It says the average inflation target means the Fed will allow inflation to run higher than normal for a period of time. Well, how do they stop it once they get it moving higher and the momentum's behind it? That's going to be tough because interest rates are at record lows. They're going to have to move interest rates higher, which is going to have a major impact on lending, etc. So this is going to be an interesting one to see how he manages to pull this one off, if at all. But they certainly are aiming to get inflation higher because it's a way of eroding the debt, of course. And it's going to be an interesting one. Let's see how he does it and what he has to say on Thursday with regards to this. Okay, let's have a look at yesterday's trades quickly. You can see already that the market had moved higher in the pre-market session. Then we kicked off immediately with prices driving higher straight up to the high that I spoke about in yesterday morning's Market Alert. They want the markets higher. The high and the low are very important to the market. The previous day's activity is really important at these levels, and you can see, even though there's potential weakness here, how the market is also bought back here and then driven higher through the R1 and all the way up to the next target price, which is of course the 13,000 level, which I also spoke about yesterday. So price is trading at 13,000. And then we had a potential sell signal. Well, we know that they're going to move the market higher, so any pullback on the short side is going to be short-lived. And also you can see the market trading down there towards, you've got a BRN. Whoops, let me just drag that back. We've got a BRN down here, which we can see at this level here, which also ties in with the first target price there. So prices aren't moving lower. They simply will not move lower at this point. And you will see in a moment that we see the shorts taking the profits out of the trade. So we had plenty of opportunity to try and get out of this at break even. But I was waiting to see if we could just move lower. And then as soon as we got the green bar, we can see that they're testing to see. Again, you can just see by the increase in volume that the market is likely to switch and move to the upside, and that's precisely what happened there. So a case of jumping ship, and the market then turning green in the MDI and moving to the upside, which it proceeded to do. And there's your big move through the 13,000 level, which I spoke about again in yesterday's alert. They needed to get through this, and this is how you do it. You drive through these major resistance areas, and then prices trade sideways, and that ends the sort of morning session there. So the volatility's picked up, which is great. That's for sure, and that's increased on the Dow also. But you can see there prices then starting to move sideways at 10 a.m. So let's move on to the afternoon, and prices pulling back off the R2, where they managed to move up to in the mid-morning session, and then sailed down to the 200 MA. And here you can see prices all below the 200, closing below the 200 with some selling there. And then it becomes a resistance area for the market, and prices then trade sideways to lower. You see the volume increasing there, got the BRN down at the bottom there. And then we get the first green bar following the down move, showing that there is some profit taking by the professional traders there. You can see that from the green bar there. So the shorts getting out, and then prices reversing from here. You can see a close back above the 5 bar moving average, and it's a sort of a bit of a battle going on, and eventually we then break and we see prices moving back to the upside. But this is what triggered the end of the move, where the prices broke below the 200. They then came back and then moved lower. And then we've got the market putting in a green bar. I marked it up just to see what would happen, and then the trade moved to the upside, looking for the market to close above the 200 MA. And then I moved the stop to break even. I was sidetracked by something else that I needed to do, hoping to come back and find the market had moved to the this area, but when I came back into the study, the market had taken me out, and then of course it continued without me, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, that's all par for the course. But the market then trading back above the 200 MA, bit of potential weakness there, and you'll see it coming back below the 200 MA, back to the 20 bar moving average. And again, notice here how the market is picked up at the 20 bar moving average. One thing about doing these videos and going back and analysing every bar is the number of extra rules and potential signals that I can actually add into the software that appear to be revealing themselves at this time. And in particular, the 5 bar moving average is quite incredible, because once the prices break above this, it certainly does measure the momentum the same as it does on the downside here, but then you see how it comes to the 20 bar moving average and you get the increase in volume. So we can use all of these things to our advantage to add a lot more potential buy and sell signals for the moves in the market. So as the afternoon rolls on, you can see prices again finding support at the 20 bar moving average. There's a bit of resistance there at the psychological level and the 200 MA as prices battle there. And what I'm doing here is having a look, see where prices have been in the daily chart. And I did this all the way through the morning session as well, but unfortunately with scrubbing the timeline fast, it went straight past it. But I will monitor what's going on in the daily chart all the time that I'm in a trade, just to see where we are in the bigger picture. So prices then move lower, and what I did here was mark up a potential trade as well. This was filled, as you can see there, market going through, and then just to see if it would actually move lower, because the scalp really came down to where we saw the previous buying support at the 20 bar moving average, and then you'll see prices put in an official signal, as it were, but we're already down at the scalp there, and then we get the green bar. And again, once you get the green bar, it's a good idea to either get to break even or to exit the trade there. So yeah, that was the afternoon for the DAX, and again, the volatility is picking up quite nicely, so let's hope that continues. Let's have a look at the overnight, see where prices are. We'll start off with the daily chart, and we can see that we've already traded up to the 89%. Yesterday we went straight through the or traded up to the 78 there, but overnight we managed to jump higher and trade up to the 89. So have a look at the 2-minute chart on the overnight. You can see prices were trading above the 200 MA, 5 bars above the 20 bar. Professional buying coming in drives prices higher. And again, look at this going through the 13,100 and the previous day's high on the overnight, driven higher right up towards the R1 level there. So let's just drag the chart across, have a look, see where we are at this point in time. You can see that we're below the 200 MA at the moment, and what I'm going to do is just to compress this a bit. I need to see where the DP level is and get a bigger view of what's going on. So we've got the high, the close, and then the DP, and then above we've just got the R1 and the R2. So depending on how the market kicks off, can see exactly where we are in the bigger picture. And of course, tied in with what we can see in the daily chart, we need to take out this level here, 13. Let's just round it up to 13,200 is what needs to be taken out in order to move higher, which ties in with the R1 there as well. So any up move likely to get some resistance here, And the downside is easy as well, because we're likely to see some support at the high so that the market can continue to make those moves to the upside back to the all-time highs. Okay, let's have a quick look at the Dow, because this is moving quite nicely as well. I'm just going to look at the weekly chart on this, because we've got the all-time highs back in January, and you can see that we're nearly back there now with the Dow. As I've said before, they want the markets on the highs. They're going to do that wherever they can. We're just going through the 89%, so that means that the all-time high is the next upside target, which is here, 29,567, and the 30,000 target that I spoke about last year appears to be back on the cards for this market before the US election, unless of course there is a major correction, which the implied volatility is also indicating as well. But at the moment, you can see their prices trading to the upside. Let's have a quick look at the news for this, for today and this week. So today we have got the CB consumer confidence. This is out to 3 p.m. We don't have any news. The market's got to make its own direction. And again, just as a reminder, tomorrow we've got the usual stuff, but this is the main event of the week. Powell speaking on Thursday and Friday. Also, Bailey's out on Friday as well at 2:05. And then finally, just have a look at the US dollar, still finding some support above the 20-bar moving average at the moment. This is putting a bit of pressure on the metals markets as well. If we look at silver in the daily chart, we're back to the 20-bar moving average. And again, I'm looking at the 26 level on this at the moment, see if we can get something. But the market is certainly got a bit of a lower high situation going on at the moment, and then back to there, which is it could break either to the upside or to the downside there as well. But we'll see what happens, and if it does, then I'll just mark up some fibs and see where the market is likely to find support if it breaks the 20-bar moving average. Okay, that will do it for today. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.